So we was working that Saturday in there. Porter come over and told me, he said, "Hey Jerry," he says, "that goddamn superintendent is in our area, nosing around. He said, I'm gonna find out what the hell he's doing." So he's kind of keeping an eye on him because that superintendent didn't like him neither. He didn't like Porter. He always thought he was screwing around, not doing anything. But Porter was a hard worker. He did his work, but this guy always thought he was screwing around. You know?
How big do you think Porter was?
He wasn't too tall, but he was built real strong, about like this.
How much? I mean, you think he like around weighed?
That what?
How much do you think he weighed?
I was a little shorter. He probably weighed 250, but he was strong. He was built strong.
Okay.
So he kept an eye on this guy, and he said, "Well, Saturday, I was in big stuff. They had a deal with Ford when they were superintendents. You know that they could take their car back in the garage back there. You know that's where they repaired stuff. And they could take their car back there and they'd service it for them. They'd gas it up, oil it, wash it, do all that shit." So Porter said, "That's what that son of a bitch doing. He's just messing around till they're working on his car." He said, "I'm gonna sneak back there and see if I can see his car." So because that building was separated from our big plant, but it was sitting in the back. So he snuck back there and he got in there. Them guys didn't see him come in there, and he seen his car sitting there. Said he'd seen his car sitting there. So he said, "I opened up the back door and there was a bottle of whiskey laying on the back seat, because that guy drank a lot too, you know, like on weekends and that. We know that because we could smell it on him." So Porter said, "Boy, that's all I needed." He said, "I picked up that bottle of whiskey, and I took the cap off." He said, "I poured it all over the front seat, all over the back seat. I poured it on the dash. I emptied that whole bottle of whiskey in the whole car. Put the cap back on, throw it on the seat, and left." But we never heard no more about that. I bet you this shit hit the fan on that.
Wow.
We never heard any more about that. They hushed that deal up then. Porter said, "I got the best of that bastard that time." You said, I said, "I thought maybe you'd bring that bottle in, we'd drink it." He said, "I had more fun pouring it on the seat." He said, "You talk about smell." He said, "You open up the door and knock you out, man."
Wow.
Always remember that, man.